Monday, March 21st, the year is 2022. Quick thing I'm going to say about COVID real quick. As you all know, if you've been paying attention to the news or watching the news, there's a new variant that's running around. It may have an impact or not. Who knows? But there's a new variant out there. So remember to get your booster shots. Those of you who've been vaccinated and those of you who have not been vaccinated, you need to get vaccinated. I know that's a whole nother topic, video for discussion on a whole nother day. But just keep in mind there's another variant out there. And as we move forward, no one knows how this variant will impact our beautiful country going forward. So we have to see what happens. But anyway, so over the past few weeks, I've been out looking around at some properties, trying to figure out what I was going to do. Was I going to continue to live here, move out of state, whatever. So I went around looking at some stuff, trying to figure some things out. And I made some decisions that I think will work out in my favor. We'll see. But anyway, I've noticed something. I have not looked at any rental properties to rent myself personally. But I've had a lot of friends of mine have been looking at places and renting units and stuff. The rents have skyrocketed here in Atlanta. In all over the United States, these rents have gone up. But one thing I did notice, in the community that I live in now, there are some townhomes here, and I live in one of the townhouses. And all the townhouses that are here, they're all occupied by single black people. I've also noticed that the whites who live in this community, we don't have a lot of Hispanics here. At least I've never seen any. But we do either white or black here. The blacks live alone, single. The whites have roommates. Now there might be some blacks in this complex who have roommates. I haven't seen them, but based upon what I'm seeing where I live at, most of these people live alone. So you got average rent about $2,000 a month. One person paying $2,000, and two in large two-bedroom townhomes, 2,000 plus square feet. Utilities, cable, water. We have to pay for all this stuff. With rent skyrocketing, you have to wonder: will this have an impact on black Americans making better decisions when it pertains to housing, as in having roommates or housemates or whatever you want to call them? The vast majority of my friends and family members, they live alone. They live by themselves. And I find it odd that here we are with skyrocketing rents, the cost of living, everything's going up. Gas, water, utilities, cable, everything's going sky high through the roof. And you have these outrageous rents and everything's just going so high. The question I'm trying to figure out is, will we ever reach a point where black Americans can live under the same household with either other family members and roommates to help bring down the cost of living? Do we all have to live by ourselves? I know I'm living by myself, but I've always lived with someone. Either I was with Earl for a long period of time, or I had roommates. This is probably the first time in my life that I've lived alone in some time, and this is rapidly changing. However, yeah, it's peaceful. Yeah, I enjoy the bliss over here, but I can afford to live alone. However, I'm looking at a lot of people who are struggling to pay these rents, and they're struggling to pay for everything. I have a friend who purchased a house, fairly large home. It's just him. I said, why don't you get a roommate? Because he's always complaining, he's always complaining about financially he's not where he wants to be. But you own a home with multiple bedrooms. You're paying the heat, utilities, the gas, the air conditioning, paying for all these utilities delivered by yourself, but you can't really, you're struggling. You can't do things you want to do. You have no savings account. You have nothing saved. You can't go on vacation. I don't, you guys, I'm speaking for myself personally. I cannot imagine living a life where I don't have a savings account and I can't save money. And I can't, in the event of emergency, I got to beg somebody for God knows what. When you could very easily rent some of those vacant rooms in your home. I know some of you are probably like, well, I don't want to live right now. Black people, we really have this negative connotation of people who have roommates. I've even had people say that they wouldn't date somebody who had a roommate. I'm thinking, what difference does it make if they have a roommate? That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard in my entire life. But if we don't change the way we view our housing situation, the housing that we live in, I'm telling you, everybody I know practically lives alone. Very few of them are. I know a few people, but not a lot who are in relationships, are married, or it's like a one-man production or one-woman production. And I look at all these single black people living in these houses in large apartments, and it's a lot of your income's going out towards rent. How can you save? Now, if you're going to financially afford to pay your rent and save money, fine, do you. But what I'm finding is that the vast majority of these people cannot afford this mess. They have no savings. If they have a car accident, they lose everything. Slip down the flight of steps, which my black ass did. Well, a few nights ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and I got hungry. So I woke up and I said, I'm going to give me something to eat. And as I was coming down the flight of steps, I missed a step. I don't know how I did. Maybe I was half asleep. I slid from the top of that step all the way down to the bottom. I must have woke up the entire block. Imagine my big ass falling down the damn steps. And I had to lay there for a second to get my bearings, because I was still kind of half asleep. When I woke up, where am I? At the bottom of these damn stairs on my ass. My legs just, and I really thought I had broke my arm, because my arm was hurt. And I said, oh shit, I didn't broke my damn arm coming down these damn steps. Because I was holding on to the railings, but I didn't do me no good. That could have been a disaster. And guess what? I was here by myself. Just me and, well, my little roommate, he was here, but he couldn't get my ass up off the damn floor. My black ass was doomed. It took me, literally, I sat there for a couple of seconds trying to figure out how to get off this floor. Do I need to crawl? Until I finally was able to, kind of wake up and get my ass up off that damn floor. Believe me, I slid from the top of that steps. Gravity does work, and brought my big ass down to the bottom. That could have been disastrous. And I didn't have my cell phone on me. I know where to call. I could yell, help! Help! I need one of them things that's out falling. I can't get up in that thing, that life alert thing. I might need to get my black ass one of them. So I made the decision, living alone may not be in my best interest as I get into my elderly years. I'll be 52 within a few weeks. That really could have been disastrous. A lot of people, you'd be surprised when people have died falling downstairs. And these stairs were too slippery, and I didn't have my house shoes on, to grip the stairs when I'm coming down there. I ain't making that mistake no more. Now I got my little house shoes sitting right by the stairs. I just put them in and ease down them steps. But that was my greedy ass. So I woke up in the middle of the night hungry. I'm going to give me something to eat. Yeah, I almost ended up at Grady Hospital getting something to eat. But it made me think. That could have been dead, No one would have known I was at the bottom of the steps. I could have laid there for days. I could have been dead, decomposing, all kinds of shit could have happened that way. Nobody would have even known. I'm not anti-roommate. In this case here, when I moved in, I'll be honest with you, if I was in a different phase in life, I don't have a problem with roommates. I really don't. I never have. I've had some great roommates over the years. I haven't had the experience with roommates that I hear so many negative people say about roommates. The roommates I had, we got along great. We paid, bills were paid. We went out. We had fun. Probably could have had more fun if I wasn't. When I think about it, I had a roommate for years, and he would always be traveling, going places. He's like, come with me, go places. And I didn't go for whatever reason. I really wish I could go back to Highland. Let's go, all that. So he worked for a travel agency. We could have did all kinds of stuff just to get out of Atlanta. But I don't know why, what was going on when he was staying with me and he worked for a travel agency. He was going all over the place for cheap, and maybe I was busy doing something. I don't know. But if we're going to change the plight of Black America, when it comes to, there's this big issue about people, us not having an income. If you've been spending a great deal of your income, and I'm gonna pause this for 2 seconds. Hold on. All right, so I'm back. So again, if Black Americans are going to ever move forward with having a savings account and trying to save money or build wealth, basically. Because imagine this. Because my friend, he has 4 bedrooms in that house. 5. His bedroom is on the first floor. He has 4 bedrooms upstairs. 4 bedrooms. It's a nice sized house. Imagine if this just say he was able to rent those rooms. So let's just say he rented each room for about $400 or $500 a month. Very cheap for the average person, $100 some dollars a month in rent. Or let's even say that he took those rooms and Airbnb them or something like that. That's a passive income. But theoretically, he could live in that house for free. So as I was having this conversation with him and adding the stuff to the old time, he was like, but you broke. Nigga, you broke. You ain't got no money. You got 4 empty bedrooms in your house that you ain't doing shit with. They're all empty. I mean, empty, like dust empty. Like, did you go up there and scrub that toilet? I'm there to use the bathroom. I said, you ain't been up here in months. Clean this shit up. Dust. You rather those rooms sit empty than rent out maybe 1 or 2 or to figure out some type of, you rather they sit empty and you struggle. I ain't for the struggle, y'all. I'm not gonna struggle. I just don't see it. Doesn't make sense to me. But you would rather those rooms and sit empty and that you struggle. Does that make sense to you all? Because I'm not understanding this. But every time I have this conversation with somebody Black about either renting a room or getting a roommate, they're against it. They don't want to hear it. But again, based upon what I'm seeing where I live at, I see all these white folks, roommates, partner up, relationship, all of them. None of these white folks are living alone. And some places, one of the units across from me, they have I know something they nosy Jehovah's Witness. I be peeking in the windows and I walk, wow, what are white folks doing over there? And look at them dogs barking. Their dog barking at me. I'm looking at them, nosy neighbors, nosy, and I'm the nosy neighbor. But there's 3 of them over there in that 2-bedroom unit. 3. I see them cooking dinner and hanging out. Right across the little. They staring at me. I staring at them. I think he's staring out that window now. My ass. What the fuck he's staring at? We're gonna have a staring contest in a minute. But there's 3 of them over there. Their rent is cheaper than my rent because they're not in a townhouse. They're in a traditional flat type thing. But there's 3 of them in there. And I can imagine they saving a lot of money over there. And they do something over there because I think they work from home because they're always over there. I work from home too. We staring at each other all day long. Peeing out the windows at each other, trying to see what everybody up to. But over here with these on the other side, all these Black folks over here by themselves. How can you build wealth, save money, when you're paying out so much money in rent or housing or mortgage and you have, I know y'all against it. I'm not doing that. There's my buddy was shaking his head, no, I'm not doing that. But you got all them empty rooms in there, vacant. I'm looking down at property. I ran down to Florida, but I'm looking at multifamily units. All right, some stuff that I could get some income off of. I'm looking in Florida at multifamily or condos or homes that if I'm not there, I can Airbnb it. If I can't rent an Airbnb it, I don't even want to see it. I need the money to come in for that. I want to. Yeah, my dream is to be down in Florida and do stuff that I want to do. But my dream would be to have a multi-family unit there. I live in one of the units, and the other one things are Airbnb, like a hotel. Y'all can come rent them rooms too. So I was gonna actually list this when I got it cleaned up and did everything I wanted to do. I was gonna put it on here on my YouTube channel. Y'all can come down there and hang out in Florida with me. You know. Oh God, I'm getting text messages from a guy who spoke to me about a year or two. All of a sudden, out of the blue, he's texting me saying he needs this. And I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing. I ain't spoke to you in God knows how long. Nigga, have a seat. I don't get people like that. You ignore my texts and stuff like that. I'm checking on you. How you doing? You're nothing. All of a sudden, out of the blue, you want me to stop everything I'm doing and run to meet you to take care of something. I don't think so, nigga. Get over there and have a seat. We ain't that close. Where you obviously you just appeared from nowhere. But that's a whole nother video. Back to what I'm talking, because I find this disturbing. I find it disturbing that so many black folks would rather live alone, pay this high ass rent, these high ass mortgage payments, utilities, all this stuff, pay all this stuff, and gain, I don't know. I mean, because I know y'all gonna be against it. I don't know. Utilities going up. Y'all gonna come up with 10,000 reasons why you rather sit in these houses or in apartments by yourself and pay that shit alone and go broke and have nothing to show for it. No savings, no nothing. These are just my thoughts and opinions. But I've had this conversation with so many people over the years. And it's not my first time doing a video about this. But with all these rents skyrocketing, you would think that people would have an interest in trying to save money, earn a passive income. I don't know. Maybe it's just my thoughts. But anyway, that's just my thoughts, what I was on my mind, and I've been thinking about it for a few days as I'm out looking around and stuff, trying to figure this stuff out. And I just find it odd, strange that so many people, it just seems weird, odd, just really, really, really strange. There's so many black people, and I know, when I lived up in Buckhead and I lived in an all-white community, those homes were filled with families and partners. I saw this with my own two eyeballs. But over the years, I've watched so many of my black family and friends I know who are single for whatever reasons, are not in relationships, make the decision to buy homes and live in large apartments. I mean, and they have they're living in these spaces, you're paying all this much stuff towards utilities and rent and bills and stuff. And at the end of the day, they have saved nothing. They haven't saved anything. And I'm just wondering, does that make sense? But anyway, today is Monday, March 21st, the year is 2022. Remember I said at the beginning of the video that's about the new COVID variant, so pay attention. I won't be get stuck up on and get bit by the coronavirus. But anyway, I'm out of here. Monday, March 21st, the year is 2022. You all have a great Monday, and I'll see you all later.